Hello, I am the Ant Woman. These are my fellas. No, just kidding. These are the cuttings. Can you see how cute these are? I know some of you have actually purchased for or paid for one cutting, for example, but you can get two or even more when you do grafting. So those who knows how to graft, bless your hands, my goodness, and I kowtow to you because you can get more than one plant eventually. So I'm going to demonstrate how to do cutting, rooting a cutting here. So I've got Jolie Noir, and this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nodes. I am going to make it into 2, so got to cut it to 2, and I'll do it here. And you guys know which is the up and down, right? So inverted D, when you eat too much, your stomach goes boom, and that's down. All right, so here you go. I'm cutting it into 2. Voila. Okay, and first thing first, do a slant cut at the bottom. There you go, slant cut at the bottom. Scrape it off to ensure that there's a sudden, surge downwards, encouraging the energy to move like zero. Okay, I'm hurt. My leg is hurt. So all focus the energy down, so then the roots can appear quite quickly. All right, then fill up the soil. Thank you, Ness. All right, so what you want to make sure is that the pot or the poly bag that you're using is proportionate to the size of the cutting. Please don't ever put into a big tub or a big pot, because there is a risk of you overwatering your cutting. All right, remember, it's a cutting, it's not a plant, it doesn't have roots yet, so no matter how much you put, how much water you put, it's not able to suck it out and transpire out. So remember, the smaller it is, the better. You contain all the energy in there, snuffling so nicely, and it allows the roots to grow and cover up the entire poly bag or pot. Then you know it's time to pot it to one size. All right, so I've got here Jolie Noir. I've already hurt it. I'm going to slant it. All right, all the way down and fill it up, please. Fill it up, Ness. Fill it up. So here I've got 2 examples where I fill it up. All right, try not to fill up to the brim because it will spill over. It's just about 1 inch or ½ inch there. And then what do you do next is water it. So we've used really well draining media from the mountain, soil from the mountain. So it's a fact that when you water it, it just drains out. That lessens the risk of root rot when the roots are growing nicely, because if you do retain a lot of water, please remember, figs hate wet feet. So find well draining soil, allow the water to drain out, and once you've done the first watering, now listen carefully, children, it has to be well draining. Pour the water until it drains out, and then do not water it for about 10 to 15 days. That's what I know. So if you do want to consider putting them in a humidity dome, please ensure that you open your dome every now and then to allow bad air to come out. You know bad air, right? The plants also don't like bad air because eventually if you have a lot of bad air, they might just fungus it out somehow. So that's it. So over and out from the Fig Queen, and I wish you everybody and wish you guys all the best. Rooting your cutting is all about trial and error, making a lot of mistakes, but knowing where the mistakes are and to avoid it next time around. But always remember, examine your home microenvironment, because not everyone's home house are the same. So please make sure that you know your environment. If it's too hot, if it's too wet, it rains often, all this condition kind of impact the growth of the roots or impact the rooting process. So if you do have any question, please let me know. I think eventually, in my opinion, rooting is the easiest, and that's considered as phase 1. Phase 2 is when the roots when the cuttings start to bud out and their leaves. That's phase 2, and that's hardening, and that's much harder. So I wish everybody well. Over and out. Cheers, Fig Queen.